Congratulations, you made it to Chapter 11. In this chapter, we're going to quickly define the serratus anterior muscles on the rib cage. After that, we're going to smooth and subdivide the geometry one level of resolution. Then we're going to zoom in on the hand and forearm and go through and refine the geometry using the Polysculpt tool. That way it gives you an understanding of how to use the same process to finish off the rest of the model. And after you're done with that, you're going to combine the two halves, stitch it together down the center, and switch it to a subdivision surface, and you're done. Let's move into the torso area. We're going to do a little bit of cleanup here, add a little more geometry. I'm going to do an edge loop split right through the rib cage area. I'm going to add the serratus anterior muscles next, but first let's move around some of these points, space things out a little better after adding that edge loop. I'm primarily going to add these by using the split poly tool. Move around some of these, grab this edge, push it back, pull that in, define things a little better. Okay. A little too much nitpicky point moving. Split poly, split there, 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 and fourth one there, and also underneath it, 1, 2, 3, 4, right back at that end. And then you can just grab those two extra edges on either side and delete them, and you've got quads again. Do another one underneath that, split it to the corner, and underneath it. I'm trying to do the serratus anterior with the most minimal amount of polygons, so delete those extra edges. Split again, the bottom part. Okay, pull this one down, pull that up. We have one more to make, right underneath the pectoralis muscle. Split poly 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's select those edges there and the ones down here and delete those. Grab that edge, pull it out. Grab those three, pull them out. There, now we have the serratus anterior muscles. Really easily defined. Okay, push it in there, pull that down. A little bit of tweaking. Okay. Let's zoom in here. Let's spin these two faces. Get a better flow one more time. There nicely flows up into the arm now from the chest. Next, let's go into abdominal muscles. I don't like this diamond sections here. Coming to a point, let's split all the way through and around here and delete the edge in the center. Okay, same thing here. Split there. Split again to the corner there, and split one more time. And delete the things, the extra edges you had before. There, no more coming to one point there in the center. Okay, let's move these around, round it out a little bit. Make it look a little more organic-y. Pull those out. Okay, now we're going to select these four faces in the center. Snap it to the center using X. Scale mode. Now scale in. And zoom in a little bit. Let's see, push it out. We're going to do one more extrude. Again, insert. Holding X, snap to the center, scale inward, and push inward. Don't forget to delete the extra faces the extrudes generated in the center. There, let's round out the geometry of the belly button a little. Push that in. Make it a little tinier. Okay, now the belly button's done. Let's go to the back area now. Okay, this area right here, back of the scapula. We need to define the muscles on the scapula. Spin those two faces down. the muscles on the back here on the scapula, infraspinatus, teres major, and teres minor. Let's go through and make these. Okay, let's spin these two. Okay, delete the edge there. Looks weird, but we'll fix it. Okay, move that point down, 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 down. Now, spin these two big faces down like that. One more. Okay. Okay. Pull that point up. Spin these two faces together. You get the flow going back into the arm from the teres major. Push that up. Let's go look underneath. Zoom in there a little. Spin that one more time. There you go. And push this up. Let's spin these two faces too. Get a better flow back into those triceps. Like that. Grab that edge, pull it up. Okay. Let's take a look here. Let's fix the infraspinatus muscle up top here. Grab these two faces. This one. Let's spin these two first. Like that. And pull this in. Grab these points here. Spin this face. Okay, spin these two one more time. Right there. Okay, spin these. And extrude all of them together. Okay, and pull it outward. Now, let's grab these two faces, spin them down. That's what we're looking for. Sure, it would have been a lot faster to split poly, but I really like spinning faces. Okay, just pull around the geometry. Pull it outward towards the back. It's a little compressed back there together. Grab these two faces, spin those like that, pull that up. Now we're going to do a split poly right from here in the corner. Take it all the way through there, there, to the corner here. Okay, in that center of that, let's do one more split poly, really small, and that muscle is going to be the teres major muscle. Let's pull these points down, in and down. Those inward also. That little area is the teres minor muscle that goes between teres major and infraspinatus. Okay. All right. Let's move these points around on the trapezius back here. Space things out a little better. Okay. Alright, things are looking good there. Alright, let's grab half of them, smooth them out, exponential, at one level of detail. Okay, now we're going to zoom in here and start adding detail at this level. At this level, we're just going to move around points. We're not really going to add any or delete any geometry. Let's switch to the Polysculpt tool. Zoom in here. And basically what I'm going to be doing is, after I've smoothed one level, the geometry we had at first, while we've defined most of the muscles, it was not enough geometry to really round out the shapes of those muscles and get the creases we wanted everywhere. So after smoothing out one level of resolution, one level of subdivision, now I'm going through and sharpening some creases and smoothing out some other parts. So I'm going to round out the muscle forms a little better, define the creases between them, and I'm just going to use the Polysculpt tool in pull and push mode. Go through here and pull some of these. Now push down the center crease there, defining the separation between the two muscles. brachioradialis and extensor carpi radialis longus. Okay, let's round out here. Let's push them. Pull all this out. That's really good. I really like the Polysculpt tool. I'm going to push here on the y-axis of pushing it up a little. You can also see by the arrow which way it's facing. Push and then toward on the normal. And if you're a little unfamiliar with this tool, I recommend going back to the tools section. I do a better overview of how the tool functions there. And that way, once you get to this part, you can just sculpt. So I'm going to pull these in a little bit on the z-axis, so it's pushing backwards, rounding out the brachioradialis muscle from the biceps muscle. Okay. Let's rotate around here to the back. Let's go to push on the normal and push in right there between the trapezius and brachioradialis. Now I'm going to define the edge between extensor digitorum here, right alongside it. I'm going to push it outward there on the Z. Pull back there on the Z. Push forward. And you want to pretty much do that throughout the entire mesh. Go through and define everything. We're only going to go over the arm here real quickly, just to give you an idea of how I work and what I do after one level of smoothing. I do a once-over of the whole body. So the first stage was blocking in all those the body first. Then we actually put in all the masses of the muscles. And now we're going through and refining at the higher level of resolution to have a nice finished model. Okay, just pulling out some of the geometry here. Smoothing it out now. A little bumpy there before. Let's go to the hand now. I'm going to push down the crease areas between each finger on the hand. So basically the tendons push out more. Okay, go to pull mode and pull out right at the top of those knuckles. Okay, pull out there, there. A little bit there. You can see it would get quite tedious to watch me go through the whole model and point by point here and sculpt it, so we're going to keep that limited. I just wanted to show you my workflow here. Define the back here. Go to push along the normal. Push in that line right there. Define things a little better. Okay, pull out right there, round out that form. Right. Go to the corner here, this crevice. I think I'm going to switch to the brush tool here. Go to smooth and smooth out this area right here. I think it's a little rough. Front here, smooth this out a little. Right where the pectoralis meets the anterior deltoid. Okay, still smoothing some of these areas, because when we smooth one level, we also increase some of the creasing in some of the areas when it's smoothed out. So I'm just smoothing out some of those areas real quickly. Right on the insides of that. Okay. Let's zoom in on the hand again. You see I brought in some of the tendons together a little closer. Now I wanted to show you the new soft selection fall off tool. Put the S where you want it to affect. Now pull in the radius. Again, if you want to see how this tool works better, I'm going to pull out the index finger area so there's a nice rounding between the fingers. So the pinky's further back, the index area is the furthest forward, along with the middle finger. Now for better understanding of the soft selection fall off tool, please check the tools section in chapter 1. Sorry, chapter 2. Okay, let's take a look at the stuff here real quick. Smooth out some of these areas around the tendons. Alright. Smooth those out. Smooth it out right here. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. Let's go all the way out. Okay, arm is pretty much done. You want to use that methodology throughout the mesh. Zoom out a little bit. Let's take a look at the whole thing. Okay, now select that side. Actually, I want you to delete the other side. Select that. Go down to Edit, Delete by Type History. That'll delete all the history, like the soft modification fall-offs and anything else that was on there. Now let's freeze the transformations on it. I think this was originally the opposite, the instance, so let's open up the channel box. I want to duplicate it, -1 copy. Okay. I want to delete history on that too. And then freeze transformations. Okay, let's look at it and no two-sided lighting on. See, that's all black there. You want to go to Edit Polygons and Reverse Normals. So now everything is facing outwards, before it wasn't. Combine the two sides together. So now it's all one mesh. Now we're going to select the vertices down the center. Go to Edit Polygons, Merge Vertices, make sure it's 0. And apply, because those points along the center are overlapping already. Okay. Let's zoom in real quick. You see there's a crease down the center we want to get rid of too. First, let's pick one of the points and see if it's snapped together. Yeah, they're welded now. Let's check one more real quick. Yep, welded. Okay. Go down to Edit Polygons, Normals, Soften, Harden, make all soft, and apply. Now you'll get rid of that crease because it's made the surfaces smooth across each other after you've combined and merged the vertices. Okay, let's zoom out. Let's go to Modify, Convert to Polygons to Subdivs. Make sure your maximum base mesh is greater than the size of your mesh, in which case it's about over 25,000 points, or faces, quad faces. Okay, it's one level. Let's put it at 2 levels of subdivision by just hitting the 2 key. Okay, and let's make it 3 levels of subdivision. And that's your mesh. Okay, we've made the complete model now. Let's rotate it around real quick, take a look at it.